I hurt myself today to see if I...
On a knife's edge right here with some of these plays, these engages, and we are being treated to some of the best League of Legends you will ever see. Faker, so deep into his career, after all these years, can still just win a semifinals game just like that.
This comp didn't really give them any options to do that, so I want to see them have those options available to them and showcase the playmaking power that this roster does have.
Yeah, I think the big issue here for T1 is not only did they get outplayed in game number 1 on the map, but also it's going to be even more difficult now, I feel like, for them to draft versus BLG, with BLG already calling the Yone shot and then hitting that shot out of the park.
Get on into this champion select powered by Omen and HyperX. Again, we see the Jackson there. The blue side Yone ban from T1.
Yep.
Champ Select is loading up with new Champ Select music. I should have asked you that question before. Maybe we could have got some for you. Nevertheless, Top Esports taking on Fnatic. And as Fnatic lost the last or previous game, they will have side selection once again. They've elected blue side super quick before
Who has the mental fortitude to forget what happened yesterday and perform at the tip-top level today to make sure you do not miss out on your quarterfinals chance?
It's what separates the goods from the greats on the biggest stages. You've got to be able to have that mental resilience, that tenacity, that endurance to show up when you need to show up the most.
And it'll be the fourth one for one player. Faker is one game away. It's been so long since he's been in the finals. He doesn't want to drop the ball now, but DRX have been showing up this series. They've been putting up a hell of a fight, and they're back on blue side.
And if you hadn't watched the first couple of games like you're talking about, then you wouldn't know how crazy it was that we got here with all these objective steals.
Question is, can G2 rewrite? Can they show us something new this year?
Well, it's a question of will it be a repeat of history from last year where BLG are able to take down G2, or will it be a change? Will G2 finally be able to return to the quarterfinals of the World Championship? As Poppy going to be banned, Jax, G2, this will be their first red side game of the World Swiss stage, and it's going to start with the Jax ban. Self-sufficiency for Elk. BLG.
Terrifying Ezreal.
All right, so Caps, what's the counter pick here? What are you thinking about as an answer to Sylas? Guys, don't get baited. It's gonna be Rise.
Cellon, and T1 managed to beat them all.
Yeah, that was one of the things. Even though you have leeway to be more creative on blue side, I thought from the red side, the answers that DRX had were very good.
LCK, and that could give them the ability to try to push the pace a little bit more, to try to get a bit more aggressive in the early game and create themselves an advantage.
That's the thing, right? Blue side just has more options on how you want to draft around, right?
With the Maokai, which actually seemed like a pretty good interaction.
Oh, that's a Yasuo locked in!
Oh,
that's a Yasuo locked in!
And Rakan!
Hey, wait, is that Yasuo Lee Sin top side into Graves?
Is this?
Make the decision, the Callisto will be banned, but that does mean that in game 5, Bin is going to get his Jax, and without hesitation, he immediately locks it in.
Days ago, it was that Cloud9 set aside a Freak of Freaks. LPL hadn't won Worlds yet. Jovi's debut year was at Griffin. Bwipo was a rookie, and now they could do it.
If you can get ahead early, you can quickly shut that Smolder down and its ability to farm up into the late game.
Now this is going to be so interesting here. Quad is a player that has made his career playing control mages. That is what he is known for. He has really not played a lot of Yone at all. He has played it only 3 times his entire career.
Oh, the Fiddlesticks!
But he has not lost on it. Fiddlesticks in game 5 against Gen G.
jungle in the tournament. He's gonna blow the roof off. And on T1's side, their bot lane has been slamming. Yumiushi has been up and down, but at this tournament, it is all the way up.
A true carry jungler, Kanavi, and that's going to turn our eyes towards this pick and ban phase. Because there is a tremendous amount of effort that's going to go into the counter picks. More, towards those kill threats.
This is what he was playing domestically. Azir was his most played, but Lissandra and Galio were what he went for next. We get a carry in the top side. Zayu's blind.
Match point. T1, I expect, has chosen blue side as it's been so powerful. Jhin looks like the strongest champion in the series. LeBlanc in Showmaker's hands with no lockdown is practically unbeatable. So this is the draft. This is the draft where you put everything on the line. This is the draft where Comer is against Faker. And I think draft has been the most important thing for T1 in this series.
it would also mean that T1 might be going towards a hyper carry themselves.
Have to see how T1 want to round at this, how they want to respond, what they want to blind pick into this bot lane support matchup, because I love what I'm seeing from JDG. So much backline threat with the Rumble ult, the Akali, the Vi going in together, having an AD carry who can peel for themselves.
We were talking we were talking about the Jhin so much early in the morning, and he actually slams it. Kubo loves the Jhin.
Of these players boils down to one more game.
And not just a year for two of them. For two of them, it's been 9. 9 years in the making since Faker won his first. Deft struggling to get past semis in Season 4. Finally made his way back in Season 12, 8 years later. And now he's one game away from accomplishing something that he's never done before, winning a world championship.
You got to be wondering what's going through the minds of these players as they're preparing for this final battle. to see jungler, and we need to see support from DRX. I would expect the support to be the final pick of the draft for maximum surprise factor.
Def smiling. Is it Bard? Is he going to go for the Bard in Game 5? Yes! I love this guy's confidence. Beryl doesn't give a crap.